Okay, digital imaging. For our next project, we're going to be creating pattern designs here, and we're also going to be looking at different color schemes. So this is your color schemes document that you're going to use here, and I've already started to label these, and I've also started to paste some of the different color schemes that I'm going to use for my document here. So up at the top, you've got this different image here with different color schemes, and then here you have your different patterns that you're going to use to create those. And then I've got all my different color schemes kind of laid out, and I looked for different color schemes. So for example, I looked online for different analogous color schemes, complementary color schemes, split complementary, monochromatic, triadic, and so on here. Okay, and so I've already kind of started this form here. So I'm just gonna zoom in here. So these are your different patterns, and then I've got these labeled here. This is going to be my analogous one and my complementary one here. Okay. All right. So we've got these different patterns, and we can fill these in a few different ways here. Probably the easiest way is to select some of these different patterns by using my nodes tool. So I'm going to grab my nodes tool, and I'm going to select some of these different shapes, and I'm going to use these analogous colors. So I'm going to use some reds here, yellows, and then probably this green here too as well. So I'm going to select some of these shapes, and I'm just going to hold shift and select some of these different shapes here. Okay, and I'm just kind of like selecting them at random and sort of seeing which sort of ones that I like to create sort of an interesting pattern here. Okay, now I need to color these. I can color these a couple different ways. One way is I could also use my color wheel down here at the bottom. So if I want to do, some reds or some oranges here and yellows, maybe I want to grab like this orange or maybe something like that. I can also go to my color picker too and pick some of the different colors here. The other thing I could also do is I could also use my eyedropper tool. So that's actually the one that I'm going to use. So I'm going to grab this yellow here because I like this kind of muted yellow here and do that, and that'll fill that in here. Okay. The other way that you could also do this is if I grab my color picker again and I've deselected my colors here, and then maybe I want to grab this green, I can also grab my paint bucket tool. The only thing with the paint bucket tool is it doesn't quite work well on these different shapes here. If you see, there's a little bit of that black sort of left over. So I'm actually going to step backwards and not use that color picker and just go back to my nodes tool here. Okay. And you probably hear like a lot of noise going on in the background. They're doing construction here. So that's what all that is that's going on there. So I'm going to grab this, and maybe I want to do these guys. Again, I'm holding shift to select these colors. Or select these shapes, here, and then just grabbing these here. Okay, and then, maybe I want to grab this green here, and then I'll select these last groups of shapes. Actually, I'm going to grab some of these greens here to just add like a little bit more variance in my colors here. Okay, and then I press D on the keyboard, and I'm going to grab this blue here. And then I also want to give this a background color. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm just going to create a rectangle the same shape as my shape here. And I've got snapping off, and that's okay. But let's do like this dark blue, and then put that to the bottom here. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good here. I actually do like that. Okay. Okay, and now I've got my complementary color scheme, so I can use a few different complementary colors here, and I'm actually going to just kind of make this all my complementary colors and select that, and then I'm going to do orange here. Whoops. I think I'll need to select it like this and do that. Okay, I was thinking maybe I could select all those, but that doesn't look like it's the case here, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna grab my eyedropper tool again and select these, and then same thing, I'm just gonna grab this rectangle here and then press Control D and then move that down here. Whoops, I think I selected the wrong thing. Let's just grab this shape here like that. Okay, and this is a complementary color scheme, so I need blue and orange are complementary colors. And I like blue and orange together. They work really well. Okay, and then I've got my split complementary colors here. So these are some of my color swatches here, and I think I'm going to go with let's do like this yellow, magenta, and green here. So I can grab some of those different shapes. Some of these are all like one single shape. So I'm gonna grab this yellow, and then I'll grab these other leftover shapes here. Again, I'm holding shift to select all these shapes here. And then grab that little guy there too. I'm gonna press D on the keyboard, and then let's do this green here, and then I'll do that magenta for my background color. And then I'm pressing D on the keyboard to grab my color picker. Didn't quite want to move over for me. Okay, I'm going to put that to the bottom of the stack, and then grab that magenta there, kind of like that. And then this is my monochromatic. So monochromatic color scheme is where you're using tints and shades of one color. I'm going to kind of select kind of these ones that are sort of off of each other to kind of create like a little bit of a pattern here. Okay, and let's do this kind of like lighter blue here. I'll go back to my nodes tool, and I'm just going to grab a few of these little squares, and then let's do kind of like this sort of like medium blue. I want to grab this guy over here too. And then let's do this sort of darker blue. Yeah, I kind of like that darker. Okay, and then last thing is I'll make my rectangle again. And let's do this kind of darker blue. And then put that to the bottom of the stack there like that. Okay, and then I'm doing my triadic color scheme, so I'm using this yellow, kind of orangish yellow, red, and then blue here. So same thing. Some of these are all connected, so I'm going to do these bigger ones that are all connected. And let's do that, and then I'll grab these guys. Can I select all these at the same time? No, I can't. I thought maybe I could do that. Okay. Just about done here. Having trouble selecting that little one. Got my eyedropper tool, and then I'm going to do this red here in the front. I missed a couple, but I'm just going to keep going here. That's fine. Okay, and then make my rectangle. Move that to the back like that. And then last one I'm going to do is I'm going to do this tetradic color scheme here. So I'm going to do, yeah, I kind of like this, all these here. So I tried to select some of these based on the designs here, you know, because some of these patterns are all kind of connected. So I wanted to make sure I'd be able to get like all the colors in that I really needed to. Yeah, I was hoping that would let me do that, but I guess not. Okay, and then let's kind of grab this little yellowish orange here. Oops. Grab that purple. And then I'm just kind of curious. I want to see if maybe that works pretty. So yeah, it still leaves a little bit of an outline, but I actually don't hate that. So there are some of these that I could kind of fill in individually. So like those are all connected. That's okay. So I could add like a little bit of kind of variance to my pattern here by doing that. And that looks better there. Then I think, I don't think I used this light blue. Yeah. Okay. All right, and those are different color schemes here. So you can use these for some of your pattern designs.